Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. If you wanted to really start your day with listening to a bunch of babbling, this is your place to be because that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to talk about the new album from the band Sunbomb. More of a project, but they are actually a band. I mean, there's 4 dudes involved in this, so I guess we can consider them a band, but it's mainly Tracii Guns and Michael Sweet. This is actually their second album, and so when I heard this was coming out, I was pretty excited because I had actually already heard the first one, and I have to be honest, when I first got it, didn't really think too much of it. I've heard a lot of these projects and stuff, and Michael Sweet's actually been involved in quite a few, so was actually Tracii Guns, now I'm thinking about it, but so I was like, well, they've all been okay. So when I got the first Sunbomb and I put it in, I was like, holy crap, this is it kicks butt. It was really good. It was really new wave of British metal styled metal with their own little flavor, and it was really heavy. I was actually really into that album. So when I heard this one was coming out, I was like, oh cool, I can't wait to hear what they do again. So other than Tracii Guns, we also have Adam Hamilton on drums, which I guess it was in one incarnation of LA Guns there at some point, and Mitch Davis on bass, although I've heard that Tracii Guns recorded all the bass on this as well, so not sure exactly who ended up playing bass on this one. I think it was Tracii Guns, but they have Mitch Davis listed on here, so I don't know, we'll go with that. But so anyway, when I first put this in, I'm not going to take too long on this one because it seems like the last few I did were really long, but this one, it kicked in a lot different than the last one. I was like, all right, they changed pace a little bit. I was a little bit worried, not gonna lie. The style of the first song, Unbreakable, had this really overdriven stoner sludge type guitar sound, and I thought maybe I just got a bad recording or something because it was actually making my speakers vibrate in a way I've never heard them shake before. So I was like, all right, maybe something's wrong here. But then track 2 kicked in and it was back to a little bit more normal. So I think that was actually intentional on the first one. They were just going for that stoner sludgy type guitar sound. Cool song, by the way. It was a real good song, don't get me wrong. It was a really good song. It just caught me off guard. The rest of the album doesn't have that type of guitar tone, but it still had that same vein of music all throughout the whole thing. They kind of went for a more a slower Black Sabbath-y type sound on this one, whereas I think on the previous one they were going for more of I hate comparing, but it is what it is. They actually admit themselves this is kind of the sound they were going for too. More of the Maiden type sound and Judas Priest type sound on the last one, that energy anyway. And on this one the energy was more in the heavier, doomier type sound. In fact, Light Up the Skies, when I was listening to that song, I was the title track, I was kind of man, this sounds a lot I was thinking of originally Dio type Black Sabbath, and I was no, this is Diary of a Madman, Ozzy type vibe for sure. So I actually really like that song. It's probably my favorite song on the album is actually the title track. So I mean, Tracii Guns is letting his influences show for sure. His guitar playing on both of these albums is the best guitar playing I've ever heard from him on anything. I've loved LA Guns from the start. I've seen him in a few different incarnations of different projects he's been in and playing. I never really, quite honestly, was never really blown away by his playing until I got the last Sunbomb album. I was like, man, he's actually really good. And the songs are just completely different from anything I expected anyway, of anything I've ever heard of him previously. The League of Gentlemen or any of the other side projects he's done, especially LA Guns. It just doesn't sound anything like LA Guns. And Michael Sweet's singing on both of these albums is metal. It's this is the style of music he should be singing because he kicks butt on this stuff. He's got the power. Doesn't sound screechy to me. And on some of the Striper stuff, and especially when they're trying to be more melodic and he's going for the higher notes, he has almost that Jarl type tone to his voice a lot. I don't know how else to describe it. On this, I don't hear it quite as much. I don't hear that going on. I just hear full out belting and metal. And I have to be honest, like these two guys together is probably some of the best stuff I've ever heard them do. Like even comparing it, I mean, the first few LA Guns albums were amazing. I like the first few Stryper albums. Actually, the stuff the Stryper's been putting out lately has been really, really good. So I do like that as well. I noticed Michael's been singing a lot heavier on the last couple Stryper albums too. And if this is any indication of what the new Stryper album is going to sound like, I'm going to be into that. For sure. I wish the last LA Guns album sounded a little bit better. This one was actually, I don't believe this is produced by Tracii Guns as well, which proves he can produce, because that last couple LA Guns albums were not produced very well in my opinion, but this one I thought was really good. So just a quick little, I'm not going to go through every song obviously at this point, but Light Up the Sky was my favorite one. There's one in here called Where We Belong. It's kind of more of an acoustic-y type thing, which I thought was really good. The only kind of song on the whole album was Rewind. It's really not that bad, but it doesn't really stand up to the rest of them for sure. They have that cool, vibey, Black Sabbath-y type thing going through all of these. You get a little touch of like Priest and Maiden here and there. So anyway, that's my quick little rundown of it. I'm sure there's stuff that everybody wants to add to this in their own opinions, and as always, I welcome that. And as always, like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because this music is, like, in my opinion, like really good. So until next time, we will see you.